I think for me, the main thing that I'm kind of concerned about, which has been really, it's kind of remained unchanged, is CBDCs and where everything's going with that. CBDCs and digital identity, which I think are both going to be part of the same thing. So, we can talk about them separately, but I kind of think that one is dependent on the other. We're probably going to need the digital ID before the CBDC, but they will come in some kind of a package. So I think the thing that most concerns me at the moment is they're starting to kind of really hype up this Worldcoin stuff. And I think that Worldcoin is like a real threat because I think that they've deliberately manufactured consent through everything that OpenAI is doing with ChatGPT. They've kind of manufactured this consent for this company, being, really this futuristic player and stuff. And I think that people who aren't, the way inclined that we are and who aren't looking at the kind of like the risks of this stuff, they're probably just saying, oh, what a great company. Like they've got this ChatGPT stuff. It's the next revolution. And now they want to do this. Now they want to, scan people's irises and start doing this stuff. I think that some people are just going to trust this company. And, it's not only Worldcoin. I mean, I'm using that as an example, but even everything that Elon Musk is doing, I think that you've got these certain players that are vying for acceptance in the mainstream. And I actually think that they are, just an extension of the deep state. I think that Worldcoin is, I think that Elon Musk is, and I think that Twitter is, and now we're going towards X, and I've started to see that it looks like he's going to start doing some kind of ID verification. I think that will come eventually. I mean, maybe it's not here right now, but I think at some point they're going to make it so that if you want to be Twitter verified, you've got to show your passport, you've got to show your driving license. It's going to start attaching these things to your real identity. So I don't think it's going to happen in one go. I don't think it's like, the government's just going to one day, come around to your house and say, okay, we're taking your fingerprints, your irises, and we're going to give you a digital identity. What's going to happen is that people are going to take these baby steps towards it, like they're doing now, like with Twitter verification. Before, you could just be on Twitter and you could just use it. Now it's like, okay, well, you give us a bit of information, you give us your phone number, we need two-factor authentication. Now you can get it. And then they will kind of keep adding things into that mix. And then over time, before you know it, it's like you're just used to doing that. Every single service you sign up for, you're used to completely doxing your real identity. And then those things will plug into each other, right? Maybe you'll have shared identities. Maybe you'll have a third-party service that says, oh, hey, you need all of this real identity verification for Twitter, and you also need it for Facebook, and you also need it for whatever the other thing is, your Worldcoin or whatever. We'll be the third party thing. You can verify with us, and then we'll just link it up to everything. And before you know it, you're starting to kind of just enter this new paradigm when your real identity is just, everyone knows it. Your online activity and your real world identity are kind of inseparable. And at that point, it's just going to be incredibly easy. Once the government can just start running algorithms and, to try and find out what's this person said online. You were mentioning before that you've had a video on YouTube that you made 2 years ago and that they've just taken it down, right? So like, what's to say that they won't do that with tweets? What's to say that, the government comes in and says, hey, like we know that everyone's real identity. We want to know if you said anything bad about whatever the thing is, whatever the current thing is or was at the time. Search your database, find those people. Now we know their real identity. Now we can subpoena you and say, sorry, you got to give up their identification. We're going to go around to the house. This sounds like science fiction, but that's, China's doing it right now. And all the sentiment in the West is suggesting that we're going in the exact same direction.
I could see them sending Worldcoin orb eye scanning drones to people's houses. Someone who wants to say, okay, I want my Twitter blue verification, and now you need your eye scanned, and they deploy a drone to your house outside your window, and it just scans your eye.